I'm talking to you today from my car. I had an early morning appointment for work, so I'm going to be driving and talking a little bit more today about what we started talking about yesterday, which is parental influence and how that affects your child's life. Yesterday we talked about the fact that parents do have more influence in their child's life than any other person, and today I want to talk a little bit more about why that is so. And it's understanding more about how a baby and a child's brain develops. And so, understanding a little bit about the brain development is going to help you tremendously to understand why you have such tremendous influence in your child's life and why they believe everything you tell them. So, when a child is born, their awareness consists of what's immediately around them. Their awareness actually starts with their mouth. A newborn baby's awareness is his mouth. He eats, and that's all he knows. But a child then sees himself as an extension of the people around him. So a newborn baby doesn't even realize that he's a separate entity until he's about 2 years old. And that's why we have what a lot of people call terrible twos. And I do not believe in terrible twos. I think they're terrific twos. It's just that parents don't understand the developmental stage and how to manage it. They don't understand what's going on. But that's what's going on at terrible twos. We're not going to talk about that today. But as far as your baby's awareness and why you have such tremendous influence, understanding the brain development. So as a newborn, his world and his identity is wrapped up in his parents. He sees himself as an extension of them. So he looks to them for his identity, for his who am I? When he looks at his mom, he sees himself. When he looks at his dad, he sees himself. So parents are pretty much the mirror through which a child develops his self-image, which is incredibly important. So scientists say that a child's entire worldview is established by age 3. Driving on some windy country roads here. And so by age 3, his self-image, his world, his view of the world, of God, of others, of himself is pretty much established. And we find that pretty hard to believe, but that is basically what drives our lives, is the foundation that was laid before we had conscious awareness of it. So our subconscious mind is really those experiences that we had before age 3, which is entirely up to those around us, because an under 3-year-old doesn't choose his experience in life. So parents, you have the ability to lay the foundation for your child's entire life. And I put it like this: I tell parents, you literally have the ability to pen the script of your child's life in those early years. And too many parents see these early years as passive developmental years where the baby's just growing, and they're waiting for the cognitive ability to emerge in their child so they can begin pouring into them, and that's completely too late. So I don't know how much time I have here to talk today. I don't like to talk too much, and I think if I get into the next topic, we're going to go way too long today, so I'm going to save that for tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how do you use those early years to lay a good foundation for your child's life. How do you use your influence that's stronger in those first 3 years than any other time? How do you use that to maximize your influence as a parent for good, and to give your child the best foundation for the rest of their lives? Because literally they will base every relationship they have in life on the relationship they have with you, and much of that is established in those first 3 years. How you interact with your newborn is extremely important. So let's talk about that tomorrow. And for today, I want you to just think about what your child is perceiving when they look at you. Maybe not just with their eyes, But what I mean by look at you is when they see themselves um, through your eyes, how you see them, what messages are you sending to them about themselves, in the way that you interact with them, in the way you respond to them, in the things you say to them. So I want you to just kind of be aware of that today. What messages am I sending to my child? And we'll talk more about how to make that a good experience and how to develop a positive self-image in your child through the way that you interact with them. So until then, um, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.